Welcome to this podcast from Stratfor, leader in global intelligence.
It read like the first sentence of a murder novel. Prominent Russian human rights activist Natalia Estemirova was abducted yesterday as she left her home in Chechnya, bundled into the back of a car and murdered with bullet wounds to the head and chest. It could have been from a Robert Harris thriller, Archangel or Enigma, but this brutal and professional execution took place this week under the watch of Putin's Russia. Hello and welcome to Stratfor's Daily Podcast. I'm Colin Chapman. Natalia had been investigating human rights abuses in Chechnya for the independent memorial group known for its assiduous documentation of Soviet-era human rights abuses and also of those taking place more recently, especially in Chechnya. Recently, she'd been gathering evidence of homes being burnt down, allegedly by government-directed militias. She'd received a commendation from the European Parliament for her work, but she was not the first dissident to have been murdered. Her friend Anna Politkovskaya was shot dead in 2006, and another, Stanislav Markelov, was killed in January this year. Russia's President Dmitry Medvedev professed outrage at her murder and promised a thorough investigation, but the demise or disappearance of those who question the government is beginning to sound like the bad old days. There have been other disconcerting events in Russia lately, which tend to give the lie to the concept that the Putin-Medvedev duo is becoming more open and more democratic. The Kremlin is presently engaged in an exercise to rewrite some of the less palatable aspects of Russia's 20th century history. School textbooks have been rewritten, so Stalin is no longer portrayed as a mass murderer, but as a great leader who defeated the Nazis and set the then Soviet Union on a modern course. The authorities also shut down a website which had become Russia's greatest online history resource, though in the past few days it appears to have reopened under another name. Medvedev has set up a new body to counter what he calls the falsification of history. Russia is no longer transparent, if ever it was, as President Barack Obama discovered and noted on his recent visit to Moscow. And this week the Putin government is planning its next move to split Europe from the United States. Today Medvedev will be in Munich meeting with the German Chancellor Angela Merkel. He'll strongly advocate a Russia-backed deal with Canada to buy German car maker Opel and seek more support for the Nord Stream gas pipeline project. Nord Stream is an ambitious project to deliver Siberian gas to Europe under the Baltic Sea. Russia defends the project as part of its plan to increase volumes and step up the reliability of Russian gas supplies to Europe, now largely dependent on Moscow's thorny political relations with Ukraine. But for many Europeans, Nord Stream is a threat to their plans to lessen reliance on supplies from Russia, which provide a quarter of Europe's gas needs. The project has also run into ecological problems with several Baltic states. And you can follow our coverage of the President's visit to Germany on our website at www.stratfor.com.